Hey guys, and welcome back to Pure Heart. Chris here, as usual, back yet with another album review. And guys, before we start, make sure you hit that like button. And if you're new here, then honestly, welcome to Pure Heart. And hey, if you like what you see on this video, then hey, hit that subscribe button. I try to do new videos every week, and let's get into it. So the Worship Initiative Volume 18 is done by the Worship Initiative. It was founded by Shane and Shane, and if you guys don't know who Shane and Shane is, then where have you been in the Christian music world? Like, come on, everyone should know who Shane and Shane is at this point. In 2014, they created it, and this is their 18th volume. And so, you get 2014 from 18 volumes, so, and so the reason why they created the Worship Initiative, it's actually an online training resource for worship leaders and worship teams. And if you guys are actually interested in the Worship Initiative type stuff, then the link of that is in the description below. Check it out. It's really cool. It has really cool resources. They do music. They also have a podcast. So it's a really great website. So go ahead and check it out. But anyway, talking about this album, Volume 18, I've actually listened to a few of these volumes here and there. So what this album is, it's actually taken from very popular songs. Two of them are actually done by not very famous bands, not like your Hillsongs or your Bethels or your Elevation Worships. And I get to those in a little bit, but just to get my initial thoughts on this, and I didn't mind it per se. I mean, you're gonna usually get what you get with these worship initiatives. Like, they're not terrible albums, but they're not necessarily groundbreaking per se. There actually may be a good song here and there on it, but it's not anything that's gonna be like groundbreaking. It's just, this is honestly just coming from an album reviewer perspective. So if I do sound a little bit harsh, it's because I'm reviewing this from the way that an album reviewer would review it, not from, say, a worship person would review it, But I'm going to start off with the good, and the good is it's actually made better of some of the songs that I just got so tired of just hearing repeat and repeat. And for example, that would be The Way, New Horizon by Housefires. They do a rendition of that, and it's actually really good. How Great Is Your Love by either Passion or Phil Wickman, depending on whichever way that you go. Hallelujah for the Cross, which honestly is actually one of my favorite songs off this album, and I really loved it. And they also do Jesus You Alone by Highlands Worship, and as I was talking about earlier, this was actually one of those bands that that's not honestly really famous, and actually that's also the other part of the good, is that it actually shined a light on some of the unknown artists like Highlands Worship with Jesus You Alone, and one of my favorite bands actually, City of Light, with Yet Not I But Through Christ in Me. And if you guys are looking for a more traditional approach to worship music, then definitely look at City of Light. One of the best, honestly, and it's just so many great songs from there, from Christ Is Mine Forevermore to Jesus Is Alive. Just so many great stuff that honestly you guys should definitely listen to. I definitely recommend it. So they're able to shine a light on some artists, and they do that some of their other volumes. I just was able to pick up on this because I was like, wait, is that City of Light? What? I was honestly really ecstatic that I actually heard that onto here. However, there is a few bad onto here, and that is that with some of the songs, they just didn't really add anything to them. And with some of them, I actually preferred the originals better, or I didn't really care for that song entirely. There's a few songs that's just like, did you really have to do that? I mean, maybe with the Worship Initiative, maybe there's something else. Again, I'm just reviewing this from an album reviewer, and if you don't really add anything new to a song, then it's like, yeah, what's really the point? I get it. They're trying to, keep the essence of the song, but there's still certain elements that you can do. For example, actually, I didn't actually mention this in the good, but I actually like their version of the City of Light song because it added something different with it. And the other bad I just didn't really care for was just kind of the flow of the album. At first, it started off really great, and then it started taking a really big dive at the end. Okay, they ended terribly. I'm not saying the song that they did was a terrible song. I'm just saying don't put it right there at the end, because the song was Great Things. And if you guys ever heard Great Things by Phil Wickman, then you know that that is not an ending song. That is a beginning song. So I don't know what they were thinking there. That kind of drives me insane just listening to it from a perspective of an album reviewer, because it's like, okay, the song beforehand was Hallelujah for the Cross, and it ended great, quick right there. It's honestly whenever you get an album and then all of a sudden they have like these deluxe like this bonus track, and that's honestly what Great Things feels like. But it's not really a bonus track per se, it's actually on that album, and so it just ruins everything. That's honestly the best example that I can give. That it just doesn't really add anything. It's just there, and it's like, oh really, we were doing so good. Not saying that the song Great Things was bad, it's just kind of fell out of the place. It's like, okay, you could have moved that just a little bit earlier. You could have rearranged these songs. It's not that hard to do. And so that's why overall I'm going to have to give this album a 3.75 out of 5. Praise hands. A typical Worship Initiative album with a few songs that are good. It just didn't really invent the wheel or anything with some of the songs. Some of the songs it did really great. But if you guys miss it, you guys aren't going to miss much, okay? If you are a worship leader, then, maybe check out some of these songs. Definitely check out their website. This album was just really hard to review, per se, because it's not really like a typical worship album, where, hey, is this biblical? Or, is this whatever? Or, oh, hey, look, there's this new song. It's just, oh, hey, look, they did a version of it. That's kind of cool. I wonder if I like it. It's not. I mean, this is how you're gonna get with these Worship Initiative albums. You're just gonna get songs. They may do something cool with some of their songs, but if you're just gonna kind of retread, same thing musically, then I might as well just listen to the originals. Okay, add some more flavor. Add your flavor to the song rather than just here we're just gonna copy and paste that really just drives me insane about some of the worship music. Now, obviously, if you're going to do it as a church, totally okay? Churches don't have the money or even the equipment for making new songs, so they have to do it from this database that's a little bit cheaper, but they're not. And obviously if they're making a song, cool, but don't copy and paste per se. That's my only issue with this album. It just kind of feels like some of these songs are copy and paste, and it's like, hey, if you guys would leave a like on this video, don't forget to subscribe, and hey, comment down below what you guys' thoughts of this album. What's your favorite song off this album? And also, if you want, comment down below what you guys want me to review. But hey, I loved. Boom. Bye.